Hello, guys. Bob here for TNL Network. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live, the show that started it all. On TNL tonight, we welcome another regular featured guest who has made multiple appearances each year and is a leader in our industry. He is always a fantastic guest because he sits at the intersection of professional Santa performance and high level placement work as one of the largest and most visible agencies in the country. He's also a North Texas Santa with a strong regional presence, a polished look, and a reputation for reliability and professionalism. All things you, our TNL audience, appreciates. This segment of tonight's show is brought to you by North Pole Cornerstones, a new, unique, and entertaining 4-day educational experience. You're watching Tuesday Night Live.
Educational.
Educational. Everyone, please give a big yippee-ki-yay to fresh off his trip overseas back to the States and our fantastic producers, Spangle the Clown and Angela Mack.
Yippee yay!
She's
I thought it was yippee-ki-yay.
yippee-ki-yay too. Yeah, there you go.
Yippee yay! Yippee pie! Yippee! Oh,
She's having computer issues again, so she's having to work off my computer to get started. That was why we were a few minutes late. Gonna have to start
everybody in the comments, please tell Bob to buy her a new one.
I need a GoFundMe.
Gonna have to start a slush fund or something and see if we can get the girl a new computer. Hers is it's on its last leg, so it definitely needs to be replaced.
You can donate money to Angie at TNL.com. Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not because that don't work. That's not a hot link. Anyway, how was your trip?
My trip was it was good and bad. We did not get accomplished what we went over there to do, but I'll tell you what. In Rome and in Poland, I was totally amazed at the number of people, the like pleasant as in never felt scared, never felt worried, never anything anywhere we went. And it could be later at night, it could be early, and it's just you didn't have that worry about going to some places and stuff like that. And the architect, here in America, we're only 250 years old. But the architect over there, these buildings are hundreds of years old, and if not older. And the architect, the design of them, they're not just straight pieces of metal or glass or anything like that. There was actually an artistic value to the buildings, and that was just amazing me.
Yeah, I know that safety was one of your biggest concerns going over, and of course your concerns about Judd's safety over there while she's there. But it's good to kind of set your mind at ease and know that it's not quite what you thought it was, but better than what you expected. So
Yeah, and you just don't drive over there. You take public transportation. You walk. I ain't never walked that much in my life.
lots of walking going on.
They tell you, oh, it's only up the road. You can just walk there. Oh yeah, how far is it? Oh, I don't know. It's 3-4 miles, but it ain't that big of a walk. Wow. I go to the building 6/10 of a mile down the road from here, and we take the car.
That's probably why they are more fit over there than we are.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I think so too. All right, so experience us on your bigger screen where the experience comes alive. YouTube at Tuesday Night Live, Tuesday Night Live Show 1225. Getting ahead of myself again. All right, let's do this. First half of tonight's TNL show, Trivia, is brought to you by School of Santa's 2026, hosted by Spangle in picturesque Ozark Mountains, Branson, Missouri, where fun and education meet.
I gotta find it. Here it is.
There it is, right there. All right, we got a kind of a simple question tonight, or pair of questions. At least it seems simple on the face of it. But yesterday's show, we thought we had a simple one, and nobody got the bonus. So let's see what we can do with tonight's Spangle.
All right, yeah. And let me tell you, if you win on this, you get your name in the spinning wheel because somebody wore the hat somewhere and they lost it. But anyways, you get your name on the wheel. You can win as many times as you want, and you get a chance at the drawing for the School of Santas of 2027 and North Pole Cornerstones of 2027, which both will be drawn next year. Or no, you'll be drawn this year.
Yes, the last show of this year on the TNL show, our last one, we'll do the drawing for North Pole Cornerstone. So.
Okay, very good. Okay, trivia. Part one. Sledding was an ancient roots as a practical means of transportation in snowy regions, with evidence dating all the way back to around A, 12,000 BC, B, 10,000 BC, C, 7,000 BC, and D, 5,000 BC. Now, do you know if that was on a Monday or Tuesday, or could that be a bonus point?
Well, I don't know. I didn't search that deep. I didn't, trying to keep it simple, like I said. But
all right, and the first known written account of Santa using a sleigh pulled by reindeer was A, 1809, B, 1812, C, 1816, and D, 1821.
Yeah, so that gives you a little bit of something to think about and work on there. Good luck, and let's see, we already got some answers coming in. Of course, Mr. Trivia is always quick on the button. Looks like others are coming in, so fantastic. All right, remember you can win this trivia as many times as you can play. There's no limits on the wheel spin, so get your name on there and win, win, win. All right, Angela, over to you.
What am I doing?
Santa and Company.
I just got my computer working again.
I know. I'm throwing you in the fire already. I seen her pop in on the window.
Okay.
Since 1948, one suit defined Santa. Designed by Charles W. Howard and worn by the world-famous Santa Claus School. Worn for presidents, movies, parades, and the most magical moments in families' lives. This is not a costume, but finely tailored, hand-sewn clothing made in the USA. With expert cleaning, restoration, and storage services available, Santa and Company LLC makes Santa magical.
All right, well, tonight on Tuesday Night Live, we welcome back a Santa who brings both the heart of a performer and the inside of an industry leader. A North Texas icon, he is not only a seasoned Christmas entertainer, he also is known as one of the most recognized and respected placement agencies in the country.
That's right. He understands this world from both sides of the sleigh. The joy of creating magical moments with families and the behind-the-scenes work of matching Santas, Mrs. Clauses, and holiday entertainers with events across the nation and in some cases all over the world. In 2026, as expectations rise, training improves, and the Claus community becomes more professional than ever, he stands at the center of it all.
He's helping performers succeed, helping clients find the right fit, and helping elevate the standards of our entire industry. And his insights, his experience, and his journey, we are excited to welcome back with a warm round of applause to the TNL, Mitch Allen, aka Santa Allen from Higher Santa.
Awesome. Super glad to be here. I was wondering who you are talking about. That sounds like an amazing person. Love to meet him.
Well, he is amazing by far. Yeah, we happen to know that guy and love and highly respect him. So there you go.
Really appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Well, Mitch, we're honored to have you joining us once again on Tuesday Night Live. You know, it wouldn't be a complete year without you coming on at least once. And, you know, again, if you're open for our roundtable at the end of the year, we want to have you back for that because your insight is always, so in depth. You know, you're known by many for your dual role as a performer and a placement agent and for being in know of current industry trends. What keeps you passionate about working with the Claus community?
Well, so glad to be here and happy to come back if I'm available. Always happy to be part of the Santa community. And really, that being part of the Santa community is pretty amazing. And yes, Bob's got one of our mugs. As I always say, everything tastes better in a Higher Santa mug. And actually, here's a mug right here that has Spangle's name on it. I don't know if you see it. Actually it's got Spangle's name on it. He just hasn't come and picked it up yet. So Spangle's got one as well. But yeah, the Santa community is an amazing community. Everyone thoroughly enjoys bringing the love and joy of Christmas to the people that they interact with during the season. But what is truly remarkable about the Santa community is that it's an actual community and that people get together, whether it be for schools or conventions or reunions or whatever gatherings, whatever it happens to be, is Santa's get together, Santa's and Mrs. Claus's get together throughout the year or just for lunch or dinner and have something in common and have sort of not only a common language, but a common approach to life. And that community is what is truly, I think, special about Santa Claus entertainers and Mrs. Claus entertainers, and helping to spread the love and joy of Christmas. It's I've owned a number of companies in a variety of different industries, but there's nothing that brings a smile to not only the clients, but the entertainers, as well as people that I just interact with than Santa Claus. So it's just a special intersection of everything that I enjoy.
Very good. Well, how do you prepare mentally, physically, and emotionally for a demanding holiday season as a placements agency as well as a Santa performer? The dual role we just mentioned.
Well, it's interesting about preparing physically that I work out quite a bit, and I have a number of friends that keep us in shape. We do some endurance racing, so that's really the physical notion is taken care of. That I work out quite a bit. So, but the mental, people don't realize outside of the Santa community how physically and mentally exhausting it can be to be Santa. Like, I talk to people, and Santas in particular, that when you're going to be Santa for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours or more in a given day, like, you're on, and so your energy level has to be high, and you have to be engaging, and it is exhausting to do that, because you're in essence performing, and you're for that entire period of time. So you do need to get in shape about it, and you also need to take breaks. Like, I personally, Jenny has been great about this, about when I appear as Santa, like, she limits the number of appearances that I can make because of all of the other things that we have to go do. And I think that that's something that everyone can take away, is creating space, whether that be I'm not going to do any events on Monday, or if I'm doing a full season job, I'm going to take Tuesdays off, but having that time where you're going to take some time to yourself and just recuperate during the season, I think that's very important. I think that's how we do it. And from an agency perspective, we work all year round. People think that, oh, we must not be doing anything early in the year. But the more we can do in the first half of the year, the less we have to do at the second half of the year. So we really try to work hard during the second quarter in particular to make sure our clients are rebooked, that we're already starting to book Santas, and that we are doing things that we know we're going to have to do in the third and fourth quarter.
Very good. What part of the Santa experience brings you the most joy, and how has that portrayal evolved over the years for you?
Yeah, it has evolved a little bit because I think for the first probably 10 years, like I did a lot of different type of work, but home visits was where I was sort of my passion, and I still so enjoy home visits where you're part of a family's tradition. You know, you walk into a house that you've been doing for 10 straight years, and there are pictures of you on their mantle, like you're part of their tradition. It's just an honor to have that kind of impact and be involved in people's families. But in terms of, now I think our reach is really all over the world, and it's being able to share that love and joy of Christmas with so many people that I really find gratifying now, and putting Santas in unique positions, whether it's sending them to Hong Kong or the Middle East, or just getting them their first full season job. Like, you're impacting other Santas and sharing that experience and sharing the community with new people. Like, we really get a lot of joy out of that.
So are clients in 2026 expecting something different from performers compared to just a few years ago? And have that expectations for Santa changed? Also, what shifts have you noticed?
Yeah, I think even before COVID, and two things. My very first appearance on Shark Tank, I had two black Santas on our that we brought in with us with our 20 Santas, and I think that was a really I don't want to say a turning point, but it's the first time that I really remember where there was diversity of Santas at a very prominent level. And since then, we have continued to see the diversity among Santas. And we here at Hire Santa have continued to promote that, whether that be languages. In particular, we also help support a deaf Santa with a tour around the country, and Spanish speaking, a variety of other language, but primarily Spanish. And so I think the diversity of Santa, where people can see Santas that look like them or speak like them, I think is a big has been a big shift, and there's been more of it. In addition, I think that there has been a shift to I don't want to say a fitter Santa, but a healthier Santa. We used to get again, several years ago, we used to get remarks about our Santa wasn't jolly enough. They used to say other things, but it wasn't jolly enough. And we don't get those as much anymore. And I think that many Santas are taking care of themselves, have even lost some weight. But, I think a healthier Santa and that image, and TV shows and movies have also approached that. But in addition to that, the Santas themselves and clients are looking for, I think, a more experiential type of Santa visit, where it's not just a picture with Santa. There's also other interactions. So there's always something changing, but the core of Santa is the same. It is the personal interaction with a Santa and a child, and listening to their Christmas hopes and dreams, and helping to spread that love and joy of Christmas.
Very cool.
Yeah, I agree 100%. One of the
Yeah,
most common,
Scott just put in the in the comments that he's lost 100 pounds
yes,
since. So yes,
and look at Thomas Myers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, he's lost two Santas and still got still a healthy looking person. I mean, he's not too thin is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
He looks just right. Really looks good. Okay, so what are the most common mistakes performers make when applying or interviewing with an agency or even a client?
Um, I think that we as Santas, and I'm in the office here, and I've got, y'all can't see it, but probably a dozen Santa suits, and we all love different Santa suits and different looks and workshop looks and all the things. Most clients just want Santa, and their version of Santa is a Coca-Cola Santa, or what they'll say Coca-Cola, and they don't have the understanding of what maybe the community has when somebody says a Coca-Cola Santa. But it's just a traditional looking Santa suit. Like for most clients, that's what they're looking for, and I think we can sometimes. I've seen where Santas send over a bunch of different looks to clients and not including just a traditional Santa suit when that's what they're really been looking for. So I think that's one thing. The other thing is just great pictures. I can't tell you how many times people who are a great looking Santa, but they don't have even a few great Santa pictures. And having great Santa pictures so that you can show clients or you can show agencies what you look like as a Santa is super important.
Yeah, there's a number of photographers in our industry that do great work, and I think most guys feel like that maybe they're overpriced. That they don't need them for the money that they would spend. But I think you're exactly right about that. I think whatever you spend for your portfolio, your pictures, is worth every penny of it because that's going to make the difference in the end.
Yeah. Hey, Barry asked me a question about what's in my cup today. I usually do that whenever on our state of the season.
Yeah.
Just iced tea today. I've got iced tea.
You tell that story any way you want, Mitch.
I've got coffee in mine. I don't know if you can see it's almost empty. But
Well, I would say I've got maybe something a little special in there as well, but it's got tea in there somewhere.
All right. As a placement agency, what trends are you seeing for 2026 that Santas need to be aware of? And with the recent store changes, how will it affect the community, especially those that have been placed in past years by your company?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so, and I think probably most people know sort of what's gone on, and we have this year lost a number of locations that we staffed for a number of years. And going back to the previous year, or the previous question, what we've been told are that they are particular clients. Some clients are looking for a younger, fitter, more energetic Santa, and I think that and a Santa who will be more engaging than what they've had in the past. But Hire Santa, as a professional Santa, I started this company. Wow, it's almost 15 years ago when I actually started Hire Santa. And I wanted to start it where we would treat Santas like I wanted to be treated. And a lot of that has to do with pay. We always make sure we pay our Santas. But it's also about making sure that we're treating our Santas right. And even this year, we're working right now to place our Santas that we're working with one client. And we do this every year. When one client goes away, we try to place our Santas with other locations. And matter of fact, there's one Santa we're literally doing today that's worked with us for a number of years, and they were working at one location and we're sending them to another location in a different state. They are from one state. They traveled with us to actually Texas, and we've now offered them to a third state. They like traveling. They've got a mobile home and they keep on traveling. So, but yes, we try to find our Santas the very best location for them, and that's what we do here all year. And we have a number of really great clients, and we're staffing right now. We've got a couple of new clients that we're trying to staff in Hong Kong as well as in the Middle East. Though the Middle East right now is a very difficult place to staff, meaning that there's so much uncertainty going on that it's a little bit touchy to even deal with contracts.
Yeah, you say there's some people that are hiring are looking for a more engaging Santa. Well, sometimes that's hard at some of the places because you only got 45 seconds to a minute to try to do everything.
Spangle, that's the smartest thing you've said in the last 2 minutes. um, it's a really good point. Is that
Well, it was 2 3 minutes just to get you to give us a break to get something in there.
well,
So
hey, listen, I just you Angela keeps on saying she's just going like this, keep going, so I
Yeah,
just got to keep going.
right.
So the you're right that not everyone who one of the interesting things that we've found is that the value that, say, Hire Santa or people that have been in the industry understand, and we consult with many of our clients about what it takes to have an engaging Santa. And many, I'm going to say mall type operations, are not set up to have real engagement because they've got a queue, they've got a long line where you only have 30 to 45 seconds to a client, or because they're booking up clients. Whereas our clients that we do have more control over and that are about an experience will have Santa, but then they also have a variety of other things that they're able to see and do in addition to speaking with Santa. And I think that's where there are a lot of trends out there, whether it be these big outdoor venues where there's millions of lights and mazes and Santa. There's lots of other entertainment. I think that's the trend where people are going.
So to kind of set the record straight, you with the industry changing the way it is, you are trying to place everyone that's been with you in the past that wants to come back. So you think you've got enough positions to fill everybody this year?
I don't know about that specifically because, man, we placed this client. I mean, this outdoor retailer that we placed. We had a lot of Santas and we had a lot of locations, and so I think we've placed. Well, I know we've placed a bunch of them already,
Right.
but it's also the type of events, whether it be moving from a full season chair to being a gig Santa, being a Santa that does individual events. And so it's a different type of event, but we are trying to place right now. But it's we're in, I don't want to say in a hole, but we went down in terms of the number of events, and we're right now just working our way back through finding more events, placing them, as well as every year we run out of available Santas for events.
Right.
And
It's been for years and years. There's been a shortage.
yeah,
Gigs go
unfulfilled.
unseated or whatever you want to call it every year. So I don't think there's a shortage. I think everybody's going to find work. Right.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure about that. We really and you know what, I think probably the thing that we've realized this year more than anything else is what a great community that the Santa community is. We're here at Hire Santa, our entire team. We're feeling stress as well as we feel bad for the Santas because, like, we understand that this is an important part of their income as well as even identity. But the amount of outreach that we've gotten from our Santas, worried the community, worried about us, has just been incredibly touching.
Yeah, but the cool part is, and a lot of folks may not understand, I'm here in Dallas with you and we talk a lot, but you guys have so many clients spread out all over the world, as I mentioned in the monologue. So, again, there's a lot of jobs that go unfilled every year. So there's still quality jobs, and a lot of those quality jobs don't show up early in the season. They
Yeah.
may not show up until November or December. So if you're sitting and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do this year, just sit tight. Mitch will have a job for you. I promise.
Yeah. And if you have any questions about if you've worked with us in the past, I mean, because we are a business, and if you've worked with us in the past for one of our clients, regardless of who it is, whether it be a gig, whether it be a home visit, whether it be a corporate event, whether it be a tree lighting, or whether it be a mall setting, like our those are our clients, and we do have agreements with clients as well as with Santas about not working for our clients. And so because of that, we are definitely working with our Santas to make sure that we can place them in the very best spot that we can put them in. And I got to tell you, I know it seems late in the year, and we're already it's already June, but it is early in the year. I mean, there's still such a long time, and even I know lots of malls, unfortunately, have not gotten their contracts out, and it's always, Santas get anxious about it, but it's still early in the year.
Absolutely. We mentioned premium events. What qualities make a performer stand out when Hire Santa is selecting talent for those premium events?
Yeah. Number one, you have to be available. I can't tell you how many times that I have reached out to a Santa. I've even reached out to Bob before, and it is the Santas are not available. So availability is one thing, and so that's sort of right time, right place is like your schedule has to work on it. But not all Santas can do all types of jobs, meaning not all Santas are comfortable getting up in front of thousands of people and being larger than life in that setting. Not all Santas are really great at storytelling. It's the rare, and then so I think that it's and not all Santas have the look that clients want. Some people want very specific looks. So I think it's that combination that it's trying to find a Santa who has availability, has the right look, but also has the right skills or personality to do a particular type of job. And that's the value, I think, of Hire Santa. Like our whether it be Jenny or anyone else here in our team, like they've staffed so many types of events that they just have knowledge of the Santas in those areas that can do a great job for the clients.
Now, if anybody wants an example of being on your A game in front of a large crowd, Mitch does the Dallas Parade every year as Santa, and go over and catch the video of him performing for the TV stations that broadcast out. What was it, a 3-minute segment, maybe, Mitch?
Yeah. So there's
But
as
it
you
was
pass
over the top.
as you pass the main stage, it's actually at the Adolphus Hotel. It's where they film. And so it's interesting. I use parts of one of the lines that I use all the time as Santa, and I think that every Santa should have something that they can use at any given moment, whether it be for a short video or in front of a big crowd. Like knowing some lines and having memorized them and then said them thousands and thousands of times allows you to not have sort of the stress it might be that you're saying something on national TV and or in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
Real quick, I'm going to throw this up here for you. This is from Santa Scott in Oklahoma City. Says his very first year as a professional Santa, he had attended St. Bob's in Branson at School of Santas, and Hire Santa had placed him in a big box store down in Katy, Texas. And he's saying, for any new Santa, please reach out to Hire Santa. It will take it will be like working 5 years of being Santa in 1 year, sitting in a chair for Hire Santa.
That's really good advice. I've given this to many people, many new Santas as well. I had actually a good friend here locally, who we had them in a setting out in Ponder, just um, an outdoor location, and his first year. He did this. It was a chair. It was a full season chair, and yeah, you come out of that, and it's like those reps. It's like the 10,000 hours that they talk about. That if you're in a full season setting, even if it's just a couple of days a week, that you're in a mall type setting, you just get all these reps, and so you become a better Santa because you've heard lots more questions, you've answered a lot more questions, and you've seen a lot more things. So it's a great way I think even if that's not what you're ultimately going to do, spending a few days a week in a mall type setting does nothing but help you as a Santa.
Very good, Spangle.
Okay, no, it's you, Bob.
Okay.
My question is the same question as 4 questions up.
Okay, I got you. I was looking at that and thinking that sounded familiar. My mistake. Okay, so how important are things like updated photos, which we talked about, polished videos, and a strong online presence when applying for a job?
I think pictures are number one, depending on how you're marketing yourself. But getting good pictures, I'd say videos are next. And one of the things that I think is great about pictures is many times clients, or if you do a photo studio, ask them if you can use their pictures. And many times they will let you use their pictures. And they'll probably even take some extra of you just for their own promotions and about using them. So I would ask for them. But like this right here, I think it has a 25 megapixel camera in it these days. You put it on portrait mode and it takes amazing photos. So there's no excuse for not having great photos.
Okay, how have expectations changed for the Santas in the last few years? Appearance, training, behavior, performance style. What are your thoughts?
So we talked about it a little bit, but I've got another one. And I don't know. This actually happened, maybe it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I had a joke that I'd been saying for at least 15 years. When somebody says something, I would say something back to them, and people thought it was funny. And I said it, and of the 3 people in front of me, 2 of them laughed, but then one of them, I could tell that they took it differently. And it's just, we live in a different time than we did 15 or 20 years ago. And us as Santas are maybe a different older generation, and Santas that are older than me are older from an older generation. Like, jokes are not always jokes. There are things that you shouldn't joke about that you could have joked about in the past. And so I think that that's something that definitely has changed in terms of what you can say or do. And I'm not saying anything inappropriate. I'm just saying just jokes that you just can't joke around in the same way. And I'm not making a commentary whether that's good or bad. It's just the reality that we live in. So I would say that keep everything Santa-centric when you are performing.
It's not sometimes only of the past, but it's also of the location where you're at.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I was just over in Poland, and there's a whole line of jokes that I didn't tell nobody.
I'm sure your Polish jokes would really kill it over there.
A hard lesson for me, Mitch, in the last couple, 3, 4 years has really been little boys look like little girls, and sometimes little girls look like little boys. And, I've made that mistake, and it even the children take it offensively. They like, I'm not a little girl, I'm a boy, And
well, you could even go further now with the whole identifying thing.
Yeah. So now it's how you doing, my little friend, or it's neutral. It's gender neutral, and you just got to really. I mean, it's it's amazing how we have to adapt from year to year and the different changes that we see. Of course, what's going to be the new one for this year? I'm sure it's not going to be this.
No, I think that played, but man, that was all over the place last year.
Well,
You know,
I would always tell them about this. I say, I don't understand you children here. You come here and you do this 6-7-6-7, and you all don't even know what it's about. But at the North Pole, the elves do the 6-7-6-7, but they know what it's all about. And then they'd quiz me, well, then what's it all about? And I said, well, the 6-7 is because God created the world in 6 days and he rested on the seventh.
Good message.
yeah, I think that one's played, but to the point about the other one is about their parents. I think we've probably all, whoever they're with, whether I've said many things about to get them to warm up to me, talking to them about their parents or things like that. And again, you just got to be very conscious about what's going on and a little bit more careful than maybe you had to be in the past.
What I found worked last year and the year before for me was to ask the child, so who is this you brought with you today?
Yeah.
And that seems to get me off that, parent or guardian or, whatever. That way you ask the child tells you. I got a real quick story to tell you. I had a boy and a girl in the chair with me this last year and a man and woman. And stupid me, the guy left to go to the restroom. The restroom's right off to the right of where my set is. And I told the little boy and little girl, I said, okay, well, I think your mom's ready to go. And the little girl looks up at me, just straight fast as she could. She says, Santa, that's not mama, that's daddy's girlfriend. Of course, now, dad could be divorced.
Yeah.
But it just, I couldn't help but bust out. It was so
Or
funny.
mama could be at work.
So funny. So Michael, go ahead and catch that last one there before break.
All right. What do corporate clients expect from a Santa today that they didn't expect 5 years ago?
So I'd say they probably might have expected this too, but something we haven't talked about is professionalism, particularly corporate clients. And when I say professionalism, like these can be little things, but communication before the event, understanding what they want. I would say that one of the things that Hire Santa excels at is communicating at the same level that corporate clients do. Because the bigger the client, like they're just, I don't want to call it bureaucracy, but they have expectations that maybe a realtor does not have in terms of from invoicing to prep about the the to parking, like all the little details. When you're dealing with a corporate client, it seems like the bigger the client, the higher the level of professionalism that not every time, but just in general, on average, they expect to have a higher level of professionalism and attention to detail than other clients.
Well, there's a good chance the person you're talking to books all the events, and like where the boss goes and where this happens here, and so they're doing this stuff full time all year long.
Yeah.
All right. I got a phone call. I just sent a message. Larry Jefferson's calling me. I told him I'd call him back after the show. We was talking to Mitch. I ain't got time to talk to him right now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I sent him a text message and he never responds. So
he's out on the West Coast today. So I told him I'd call him after the show. Anyway, let's stick around because don't wander off too far. We'll be back in about 90 seconds with more Mitch Allen and Hire Santa.
Oh, hello there. Yes, of course, it's me, Santa Claus. Now, you may not believe this, but one of the questions I get asked the most is, well, not how do I do it all in one night? No, but where do I get all my things from? Yes, now, what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the finest things I have. My glorious gloves, all my knickknacks and trinkets and things. Yes, all the giveaways. Yes, for me to give to the children before the main event. Yes, if I see them in the streets, if they come and see me, I like to have something in my pocket I can treat them with. Yes, and there's one special place where I can find all these magical goods. And that is, of course, stuffforsanta.com. You should head there now and see what magical gifts you can find. Mrs. Claus, have you got my ice pad? Yes, log me on, I'm going to have a look. I shall see you there. Stuffforsanta.com. Merry Christmas.
All right.
Good. All right, welcome back with our featured guest, Mitch Allen. So we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it. If you could give one piece of advice to every Santa heading into 2026 season, what would that be?
Wow. This early in the season, I think it's about taking care of yourself. You asked me about it, about physically, mentally, and I think all the Santas, just making sure that you're in the best shape that you can be. And being in the best shape doesn't mean you're out there running marathon. It means walking something every day. Like walking is, the research I've done has been proven like to extend your life more than almost anything you can else do. And so just getting out and walking after every meal or every single day, just walking, I think is one of the most, I'm not a doctor, but like I think that type of just taking care of yourself is super important because we see it every year in the first or second, usually it's the first weekend in December, where Santa start getting sick. And I know we're around a lot of kids, but it's just getting worn down from being on all the time. So right now you can start taking care of yourself, and that will pay dividends once we get into the season.
Now, I want to go into a little bit about that walking that you were talking about. Now, the walking to the refrigerator to get the glass of milk to go with the cookies, does that count?
I heard that a doctor say to a friend of mine that what he needs to do is just do a little bit of pushbacks. And he asked his doctor, says, "What does that mean? What is a pushback?" He says, "You just need to push back from the table sooner than what you're currently doing." So,
But in all reality, sometimes it is the simple things, because I remember many moons ago, my grandparents, their doctor saying, "Hey, you guys need to walk a little more." And just when they go places, they would park further in the parking lot for the walk to the store and back, or the restaurant and back, or whatever,
yeah.
So sometimes little things help.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, my grandmother, who lived to be 99, like every day, she would just until she couldn't anymore, would just walk around the neighborhood, and I'm convinced that kept her living in her house, and unfortunately for her neighbors, driving well into her 90s.
Wow.
All right, what do you think the Claus community is doing well in 2026, and where do you see room for some growth?
Well, doing well, I think you have it in the question, and that's community. I don't know if yes, there are occasional squaffles within the Santa community, but as a general rule, like the Santa community is just the Claus community is just a great community. Whether it's going on cruises together, meet and greets, whether going to Your Amazing School in Branson, or other gatherings, reunions, schools, whatever it happens to be. Like, I think that's the best thing that the Santa Claus community is doing, is just having a sense of community and working together. All of the great charities that they work with it, whether it be here at Lone Star Santas, their convoy of toys, whether it be up at MAPS, Michigan Santas have a charity they support up there. So I think there are just so many great things that the community does, and it is really a community. So room for growth. I do think that we need more Santas. And I think getting younger people into being Santa, the average age in the Santas in our database, we do a survey every year, I think is 67 years old. And it seems like it's gone up a year or two over the last 4 or 5 years that we've done this. So, if we can talk to and convince other people about how rewarding it is to be Santa, that I think that's something that we could definitely do. And then just come together. There's a lot of, just like any other group, there's a lot of, I don't want to say drama, but bickering that goes on. So, if we can, all play nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always trying to recruit anytime I see a guy that has the heart. He didn't even have to have a beard, or a short beard or a long beard. It doesn't matter. I'm always trying to recruit. So, okay. So, what excites you most about the future of Santa?
Well, you may or may not know this. I am obsessed with AI, and what excites me most is that I think that 50 years from now, people will still be using Santa to help associate their brand with Christmas.
Sure.
They will still be wanting to get an iconic picture with Santa, and I think that it's AI is not replacing the connection that Santa has with a child or that Santa has with a family. And so I'm very excited about that, about the future, because there's a lot of talk about how technology is going to replace a bunch of jobs or all that stuff. But I think Santa itself is going to be around a very long time.
Very good. Hey, what do you think Santa should know about contracts, rates, protecting themselves professionally for 2026?
Yeah, so at Hire Santa, I'm going to go to rates first of all. It's interesting that you see how things have gone up in price when you go to the grocery store. Or literally was at the grocery store today and was shocked by the bill. And but we've seen that rates have really sort of remained steady over the last couple of years, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. We tried to negotiate with event planners and a variety of other things, but I think rates are probably going to be consistent this year as what they have been last year and really even the year before. But I would say this: if you're a Santa and have a client that you've had for a number of years, and we deal with this here at Hire Santa, and you haven't raised their rate in 4 years, you should not be afraid to raise their rates. Even if it's just 10%, you probably should raise it. I don't know what you're charging, but you probably should raise it 20%. But if you've kept something for 4 or 5 years and with the same client, they obviously love you, they want you. Everything has gone up substantially over the last 5 years. So we tried to even out our clients over the last few years. But if I were a Santa and I had my own clients, I would try to start raising. I would try to get all of your clients to a smaller range of rates, because many people have a rate they charged this last year or this year for new clients, but the client that they have 4 years ago, they're still charging them 2020 rates or 2021 rates.
Everything goes up. Now, I'm going to answer this next question before I ask you the question.
I love it.
And then you can come in with your answer on the end of it, okay? My answer is get a hold of Hire Santa, talk to Mitch, talk to Jenny. The question is, what's the one thing Santa could do this year to dramatically improve their bookings potential?
Wow, look at that. You're like, what's the, I'll date myself. What's the...
I was thinking of Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson?
Yeah.
Carmack or whatever it was.
Yeah, the great whatever. That's exactly, man, I didn't realize I was as old as I was old in the same thing as y'all. Man, making me feel old. But yes, I remember watching those when I was a young child. Anyway, yes, I think the same. What's the one thing everyone to do? Yes, love. Most Santas were probably in our database, but if you're not in our database, reach out to us. Definitely can help. But let's go back to the other things. Getting great pictures. Like you've got to get great pictures so that you can, so somebody can know about you. You don't have to go out and create a web page. Web pages are probably they're still useful, but they're not as useful as they were 6 or 8 years ago.
I agree.
You know, getting onto Facebook, having a Facebook profile, just so you're out there. But it's really you can promote yourselves as a real bearded Santas have an advantage over me. In that I don't look like Santa. People don't come up to me and say, "Hey, do you appear as Santa?" And so making sure that, so I don't carry around Santa business cards, but if you have Santa business cards, if you look like Santa, then I would carry around Santa business cards that have your contact information, and that will also help. And make sure that the people around you know that you appear as Santa. You'd be amazed that we're bigger than life and we're out there when we're Santa and we're enjoying it. But then, even though you look like Santa, your coworkers at wherever you're working don't know that you're Santa. And so, making it known that you're Santa in your sphere of influence and that you're available, you're looking for events. It can be just as easy as to your current clients saying, if asking for a referral, that if you know of anyone who might need in need of Santa, please have them reach out to me.
Very good, Spangle. I think let's go ahead and jump in with the viewers and see what kind of questions and stuff we can find there. I've got one here from Larry Davis. It says, "Hire Santa has blessed me years past and already blessed me with gigs for the upcoming season. Thank you, Hire Santa and Mitch, for providing Santa opportunities."
Love it, Larry. Larry's great. Larry's been with
Larry
us for a long time.
Larry is a fantastic Santa for sure.
All right, we got John says, "Enjoyed the event home visit I did last year for you. Hoping to get another one this coming season."
We are reaching out to, we've already done it, reached out to old clients. We're definitely reaching out to them, and we'll continue to reach out to the clients. And one of the things we do at Hire Santa is if a client rebooks, we use that same Santa so that they have that same consistency. And the reason we try to reach out to them early is so that we can fill that spot and not have you waiting for an event, as well as so the client can get that same Santa.
Scott says Hire Santa is awesome to work with and for.
Thanks, Scott.
Our buddy Randall Checker Lee says, "So true. Everyone at Hire Santa Works has," whoops, it went away.
"Works hard to get Santa's and Mrs. Claus's work. They're honest, trustworthy, and pay on time." Important.
It went away on my end on the side chat bar.
Sorry. Scott's got another one here. See if you can catch this one, Spangle.
Okay. Well,
you see it?
No.
Okay.
I seen it and then it disappeared.
Oh, that was one I already done that one. I forgot to unstart. Sorry, guys.
All right. Ernie says, "I encourage everyone to try many different gigs, whether it be parades, home visits, television box stores, etc. I was very nervous when I first started, but now I love doing everything that brings smiles to one and all."
Ernie's great. He actually came down for one of our filmings of Shark Tank, and he was wearing his green outfit, one of his green like parade coats, and I'd never really been a fan of like a green suit, but his suit was just awesome. I'd never seen one in person. It really changed my mind because he always is a great looking Santa, but he was really dressed sharp.
And to Ernie's point, Mitch, it really does speak volumes to get a job where you can get some hours in and get that experience and If it takes going to a school, a lot of guys say, I don't need a school. I can learn by the seat of my pants. That's true. But what you don't know, you don't know. And what you do learn, not only in the classroom, but that camaraderie sitting around at dinner, sitting around in the lobby at the end of the night talking with your peers and those around you, you learn so much.
For sure.
Let me see here. We got this one right here. Can you see that one?
Yeah, Mitch, thank you for all that you do. This is from Santa Jeff B. For all of us, what are your thoughts of the expanding use of AI?
Well, he mentioned that already, so I think you answered that one.
Oh yeah, let's not get me started on AI.
All right, we got this one here from Barry Spencer. Says, I have been with Hire Santa for 3 years and have really enjoyed working with them.
Appreciate
you can't go
that,
wrong
Barry.
working for Hire Santa. There's just.
I wonder if that was a paid advertisement from me.
Apparently, this is costing me a lot. There's a lot of.
All right, Mrs. Claus, the Evergreen Queen, which is part of the TNL network. I agree with Larry. I have already received a great booking from the upcoming season from Hire Santa.
Appreciate it.
So, ladies, that's letting you know that they putting the women to work too.
Yeah, it is. We talk about diversity. That's also something we try as Mrs. Claus. It's harder. We really try to have Mrs. Claus to book Mrs. Claus, but people don't realize the value of Mrs. Claus until they have it. And then once they have it, they understand that you have a Mrs. Claus. And I love appearing with Mrs. Claus. I really prefer it. I almost don't want to appear by myself because you just got another entertainer there that you can go back and forth with ideas or with the entertainment, as well as just helping in terms
Banner.
of it's just really great.
Santa Blue Eyes, Carl White says, thanks to all the staff at Hire Santa for matching me up with some great opportunities. Great to see everyone. Hello, Mitch.
Hey, Carl. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well.
That covers everything that we've got. I believe so. That catches us up. So let's say thank you to some of our contributors. So stick with us, Mitch. We'll be back on the other side of these.
Great.
Did you get King's last one?
No? What do you say?
Here, I gotta cut this short. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, that was.
I thought he was asking the question.
No. That was him just saying he had to go.
Ho, 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 ho!
Shop Thermo Apparel. They're wonderful. They're fantastic. And for the coolest of cool Santas or Easter bunnies, remember Thermo Apparel.
Don't just be cool as an attitude. Keep cool, literally.
Thermo Apparel. Be cool.
Ho, 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 ho!
That's a scary ho, 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 ho.
It kind of is.
Hey,
Thank you to King Rich Partners, Caboose, and Thermopar for those and their contribution to the TNL network. Got a few here that's popped up while we was in those commercials, and this one's for you, Mitch. It says, how do I get Sierra to reply to me when I message her, or am I messaging in the wrong place?
Well, before I answer that, you've got a couple of great supporters there. One, I was just noticing on there, and I have my Santa boots here from CA Boots. They make great boots. Actually been talking with them recently, but I've had these for at least, these may be one of his very first pair of Santa boots.
You've had them as long as I've known you. You and Felix both.
Yeah, so I literally am one of his very first pair of Santa boots. I've had them almost 18, 19 years, however long I've been Santa, like probably my second or third year of Santa. So, and I don't have it here, but you also had from Chris Prada, historic Santa suits. I've got one of his great suits, and wore it for some of my events last year. Really makes great suits and really top-notch production, and they are sort of historical in terms of being C.W. Howard inspired or designed suits. Really great. Okay, so asked a question. Yeah, you need to. The answer about Sierra is to email Sierra at hiresanta.com. Like that's the best way to get hold of her.
Do you want to spell out her name for people that are?
Yeah, CIARA at hiresanta.com. She's not on Facebook, even though so messaging her on Facebook's not the best way. I know Scott likes to message through Facebook, but email is the best for her.
Thank you.
Okay, another one here from Santa Chris says, I haven't been available when Hire Santa reached out to me, but Hire Santa still reaches out. I appreciate your consistently reaching out, even though the timing hasn't worked out for us yet.
Yeah, so people may not know is that if you're in our database, what happens is we'll get an event, and it's not a lead. Like it's not like a place where somebody's just taking quotes or figuring out what it is. We've got a contract with someone, and then we look in our database and in our system that we've designed. Anyone who's within a certain geography, say 5 miles or 10 miles of that event, we'll send out an email or text to those people. Basically says, "Here's an event. Are you available?" And if you're not available, we don't stop sending them to you. We'll continue to send them to you. But if you are, you respond back to us, and it's generally the first person. We try not to send out too many, but we do send it out to more than one. Whoever responds back that's available, that sort of match the criteria of what we're looking for, is the one we assign it to.
Trish Benzenecki says, love working with Santas too. It's much easier when there's two of us there. To your point about working with Mrs. Claus. I believe that's all of them. Did you see the one from Pat Wesson, Spangle, when it was up?
I didn't.
He says, do you have those caboose samples? What size?
I think the ones I got are 12s or 11s. Maybe 12s.
All right, let's do this. Let's reveal tonight's trivia answers. Spangle, you want to read the question?
Yes, okay. Sledding has ancient roots as a practical means of transport in the snowy regions with evidence dating back to when, Bob?
10,000 BC. That would be B in our chart. B, 10,000 BC. Our winner?
Ray Bradshaw.
Ray Bradshaw gets that one here in Denton, Texas. Fantastic job, Ray.
I want the proof of that one. The first known written account of Santa using a sleigh pulled by reindeer was in, Bob, you know that one?
That would be D, 1821. That is part of our Set Bob's course that we teach, and that was a slide that I taught last weekend in Michigan, and I thought, what a great question. So we threw that one in there. Winner there?
Bill Coates.
Bill Coates gets that one, so Bill's name goes in. I keep wanting to say in the hat, but our producer says no, the wheel. So, all right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and play our last.
I thought she was drawing a cookie over there.
Let's go ahead and play our last three, and we'll wrap this thing up.
Angie's Originals, custom Christmas attire since 2015. Your all-in-one wardrobe shop. Shop at angiesoriginals.com.
Oh, hi. I'm Santa's official photographer, a name given to me by the Christmas community, but you can call me Jessica. For 35 years, I've been a portrait photographer, specializing in children and family. But here lately, I've been focusing on creating artistic images of Santa, Mrs. Claus, and their Christmas elves. What starts off as a simple photograph is transformed into a digital masterpiece. This isn't just photography. It's an exchange where the performer steps fully into their role, immersed in a real-life theatrical set where together we bring that story to life. If you're ready to elevate your presence with images that truly stand out, visit holidayphotomagic.com.
Thank you to Cherry Hill Programs, Angie's Original, and Holiday Photo Magic for their contributions. Spangle, what's your final closing thoughts?
Well, I think maybe I ought to get on the internet and be sending hire Santa a message or two.
Yeah, you could probably use another job or two to help pay for your trip across seas.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to say thank you to Mitch so much for coming on. As always, your insight is always in such depth. You're well connected, and
Well, I love it. And since you mentioned Angie's, I had to throw on my Angie's Original that I just got.
you did. You sure did. Stand up where everybody see it.
So, well, I don't
Bob, he is.
I just got, I also got the suit, but also got a parade robe. I've never had a parade robe before. She does amazing work. So really, I've got some really great. The Santa community is really blessed with some amazing people. And I love this suit. It actually has real sheep skin fur on it, and it's an amazing suit. So shout out to Angie and all the work that she does as well. And thank y'all for having me today. Y'all really do a great part. Are a great part of the Santa community, and shows like this are really what the Santa community is all about. So thank y'all for everything. And Angie, thank you for putting up with all of us, particularly Bob. Yes, we thank you so much.
Well, and we want to also mention that you do your podcast or updates or lives over on your Facebook group. Also, the State of the Season every other week. Is that correct?
State of the Season. It's this Thursday. You know that then Spangle stole SOS from me. SOS is State of the Season, but it's all good.
I thought it was on a shingle.
Anyway, yeah, but we do every other week. We do State of the Season. It's a Facebook Live session where we just talk about all things Santa, what we're seeing in the community, what we're seeing in the economy, and it's a short 20 or 30 minute update every other week, and we do it most of the year. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think we've been doing it since 2020. I think I started it during COVID, and yeah, we've been doing it ever since.
Most informative, and of course, I've always got to say this because it's so true. Mitch asked me to come on. He was doing a segment similar to what we're doing here with the interview, and did an interview with Mitch. It changed my life. I said, that's something I've got to do. So we give him a lot of credit for us starting our podcast. And, just want to say thank you so much again, Mitch. And want to say thank you to all our sponsors for tonight. They contribute to the TNL network and helps get us out there on the road and cover some of these events, upcoming events, of course. In a couple of weeks, we will be in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Wondrous Women of Christmas. And then again, School of Santa's in Branson in July. So, all right, tune in, kick up your heels, join in the fun for 2026, all powered by the TNL Network production.
Hey, don't forget
watch. Go ahead, Spangle.
And don't forget to watch all the TNL Network productions of 2026. List of shows they'll run at the end of this one.
They sure will. Tell everyone good night, Spangle.
Good night, Spangle.
Very good. Remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m. Central, same clause time, same clause channel. Count your blessings, not your sorrows. Everyone have a blessed week. Come back to see us again. How about next Tuesday? Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good night. Remember to hit that like button on
Press
YouTube.
that like button, she
and
says.
subscribe.
Mash it.
Good night.